Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Very glad to be here, here at the Denny's Orange Blossom Classic. Great event. Great people to be in town this weekend, too. Exciting football teams to be here this weekend. But I want to say thank you to all the sponsors that put on a great event like this, being able to participate in the last couple years in an event that has been really deal for us this football game. The winner of this game has went on and competed for the SWAC East Championship, SWAC Championship. So we're excited to be here. Very thankful to be here. Our AD, Ashley Robinson, Dr. Anthony, I couldn't say enough about those two and the things that they do for our program. So we're very excited to be here. Our football team is boarded. They're currently on the way. Also, I want to say apologies for the two players that couldn't make it. We had practice this morning, Jason Brown and Devontae Davis, so they had to be at practice, but they will be here a little later on. So I'm excited about being here. Looking forward to the weekend and, the great events going on this weekend.
Thank you, Coach Taylor. Now, we'll open it up for questions from members of the media. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll acknowledge you, and then please state your affiliation, and then ask your question. We are now open for questions. Yes, sir.
Morning, Coach Mark Stall with the Miami Times newspaper. With this third meeting between you all and Florida A&M, how do you feel the emphasis and preparation has changed as far as from years past to this year for this matchup?
I don't think much has changed. We still know, like you said, the magnitude of this football game, and it's going to be great players on both sides of the field, great football coaches on both sides of the field. Coach Simmons has been very successful in this league. Even losing this football game the last couple of years, they go on to dominate the SWAC, in our conference. So, like I was saying a minute ago, we understand the magnitude. We prepared well. We had a good week of football practice coming off a big win last weekend, but we put that behind us and just getting ready for this one. You talk about a team that was picked to win the SWAC East and go ahead and win the SWAC. So we're excited about it. We're up for the challenge and looking forward to it this weekend.
Jeff Fox, Remix Sports Media. Coach, do you feel slighted a little bit because they didn't pick you guys, considering that you won this game the last 2 years?
No, not really. Because a lot of that is on paper. A football game is still played 4 quarters. We were picked to lose last weekend. They got all the all-conference guys, all the offensive player of the year. But, we still know we got to play the football game. We got a lot of good players as well, the guys that really showcased that last week. But we got to continue that, to play hard, execute, and come out here and just play a good, clean football game.
HBCU game day. Coach Taylor, coming from an HBCU, has it sunk in that you're about to be the head coach at the Orange Blossom Classic, which the likes of Eddie Robinson, Jake Gaither, A.W. Mumford, and the list goes on? These great coaches have coached at the Orange Blossom Classic. Has that sunk into you yet?
I'm glad to finally meet you. Glad to finally meet you. It sunk in December when A.D. Robinson chose me to continue to lead the charge here. That's when it sunk in for me. Once I saw that schedule, we started preparing with recruiting, spring ball, getting this football team ready to go, put together a great staff. I can't say enough about my coaches and everybody in the building, but that's when it kind of sunk in for me. We're excited about this season. We're excited about the things that we got coming, our way at Jackson State, and we're looking forward to continued success.
Questions? Okay.
Coach Mark Stall with the Miami Times again.
Yep.
My question more so is the exposure that this game brings. You guys are playing second week on national television. What does it do for your recruitment South Florida area?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for our program, huge for the entire HBCU brand. You look at these last couple of weeks for us, playing on ABC television last week, and that was something, emphasis for our football team. We wanted to be clean and go out there and execute the right way, play discipline, not have a lot of mistakes. But anytime you can get a stage like this, ABC, ESPN this weekend, we're excited about it. Everybody's watching. I think we had 1.25 1.2 million viewers last week in that game. So it'll be no different this game. And then you got two great football teams.
Mike, can you talk a little bit about your quarterback, seventh-year player?
Yeah.
What's it mean to your program with that type of experience coming in?
It's huge. It's huge. When we hit the ground recruiting, we wanted to get an older guy. Somebody can come in and make an impact right away. We did hit on a couple transfers, other guys that's in this program. But Jason Brown has played a lot of football. I mess with him all the time. I'll be like, you about old as me. You know what I'm saying? But no, he came out and executed well. We talked to him all the time about, not turning the football over, and we were looking for a leader. Anytime you had a great quarterback over the last couple of years like a Shedeur Sanders and the things he did, we had to replace that position with the right guy, and he came in and, played a great game for us last week.
Coach Taylor, Vaughn Wilson, HBCU game day once again. Coming into JSU as the head coach, there's just a history there, and you know that position has high expectations. The fans don't care what happened the day before you got there. They expect winning football when you line up on Saturday. How have you tempered that expectation?
Well, that's my expectation. That's how I look at it as well. I played at Jackson State, but anytime you're a head coach, anytime you take that field, you expect to win football games. That's your job. But I feel also, too, it's a responsibility for these fans to come in and show up the way they do. They travel on the road. They'll be here this weekend. They showed up for us last weekend. But it's our job to go out there and do our thing. But, that's my expectation as well, to go out here and win football games.
Sports media again. Having a game under your belt, what type of advantage does that give you going into this game?
I've been getting that question. I don't think it's really an advantage. Like I was saying a minute ago as well, the game's got to be played. Players are players. If they're prepared, it doesn't matter if it's the first, second, third, fourth game. They are who they are at that point. So we're not looking at it because we played a game last week. It's going to be hot for everybody at 3 o'clock, come this football game. So, the best players, the best program going to shine.
Good morning. There have been headlines that have referred to this as a new era at JSU. Do you agree with that, or do you just consider this the continuation of a legacy?
Just a continuation. JSU has always had a lot of success, in athletics, period. So, it's a standard. I said a while back, we the Mecca, and I stand by that because, like you said, it's the fans and everybody that believes in Jackson State, the block. And we understand that, our football team understands that, our coaches understand that. So it's just continued success. That's the way we look at going forward. We're not going to change that neither. I know people get mad at our fans and talk about the arrogance and things like that, but that's what we are. That's who we are. And we're not going to change that going forward.
ESPN landscape. After last year's result in the game and then last week's result in your game, is there anything that you tried to preach your team other than not being complacent or not looking at last week or last year's score when coming into this game?
Last year was a whole different football team, so that has nothing to do with this year. Last weekend, that was a whole different football team we played. So we took that win, put it on the shelf, and we're moving forward. Like I said, we hit the ground rolling on Sunday, getting ready for this one. Coach Simmons has a great football team. He really has a good football team, some great athletes over there, good quarterback over there. So, we don't dwell on the past. We're looking forward to this weekend, and going out here and executing as a football team.
Do you have any former players that are headed down, or ones that went on to the NFL, or anybody returning for support from you?
Today, this weekend? We've been getting a couple calls. We'll keep that in-house, but we've been getting a couple calls of people want to come out and touch the program. But, for me, I want my team to be focused. I want my team to be locked in and understand the magnitude of this football game. But, we got a couple guys, that's been reaching out, so we'll see how that go.
Coach, in being recognized for your hard work and in your growth that's played out in front of the entire world, how do you use that personal experience to motivate your team?
I think for me, you talk about the hard work and stuff like that. It's a test to the people around me. You know, I talked about our AD. He's given us everything we possibly needed to be successful. And done a great job of that. But it's the people around me, and that's the standard. What I was talking about. You know, it's up to me to go out here and get these guys ready to play. You know, it's the focus, the way we move around the hotel, staying locked in, things like that. Those are the little things that's going to win football games.
I know you touched a little bit on the magnitude on what this game means to you personally and your team, but what does it mean to your fans to be coming down to Miami Gardens playing in a historic game like the Boston Classic?
Hey, they love it down here. You know, they love to be here. They love the city of Miami, you know, just getting down here. And then you're going to see a great football game. You know, that's the thing. And I think that's kind of the responsibility for us as HBCUs. You talked about that, the platform that we have and the exposure that we're getting. You know, it's important we put a good quality brand on the field. You know, offensively, defensively, special teams, the stands of field, you know, and then that way we can continue to get those platforms. But, you know, our fans are going to show up and show out. That's just what they do. You know, we had a big one last weekend, got a big one this weekend, the next weekend. We got a heck of a schedule. But it's up to us, you know, myself, Coach Simmons, to put a great brand on the field and continue playing good football.
Any other questions?
Just curious, do you reinforce the cultural significance of the Orange Blossom Classic when speaking to your players?
For us, the thing about the classics and things like that, I mean, we don't really get to participate in a lot of that. It's all about the football game for us. You know, like I said, our players will be locked down all weekend in the hotel and everything, but you see the layout and all the events going on, but we really don't get to participate, you know, in all those activities, a lot of them. So for us, we just concentrate on the football game, you know, and it's a SWAC East opponent, you know, a team that's in our division. You know, that's what matters, and, you know, those are things that we're going to focus on.
One last question. Going once? Going twice? I'll ask. Here we go.
I know it.
Jeff Fox, Remix Sports Media. Coach Taylor, you replacing Dion Primetime Sanders. Just the thought of that, you stepping into these shoes, do you feel like that you have some sort of, what's your expectation for yourself?
For myself, I mean, it's huge. It's not just replacing Coach Prime. We talked about Jackson State. It's an expectation for Jackson State, not for one individual. You know, he had a great run while he was here. You know, the things that he did, not losing a conference game. But I'm replacing Jackson State, and I'm the head coach at Jackson State, you know, football program. So that's how I look at it. You know, the expectation is to win, and that's what we're looking forward to doing.